now, from Stage 21 at Universal Studios at Universal Orlando Resort.
Welcome back, wrestling fans, here to the Nation Network for the Xwf.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Tokyo, Japan, weighing in at 198 pounds, Todd Cherry.
As Tajiri makes his way down the aisle for the opening contest here today on Xwf Fury. Want to welcome everyone joining us here live on the Nation Network. Dale Santaford in the house.
Well, the opening match is going to be a tremendous one. We're going to see a couple of guys that really know each other pretty well. Anytime they get in the ring together, it's always going to be a battle. Both of them have very similar styles. They throw caution to the wind, and the fans are going to have a real treat here as our opening contest takes place. But the bigger story, perhaps, has to be the fact that we've got not one but two championships on the line here tonight.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be a big one tonight. The Hardcore Championship will be on the line in a triple threat match. I promise you won't want to miss that. And then the Cruiserweight title up for grabs.
Michigan, weighing in at 235 pounds, Rob Van Dam.
The man who calls himself the whole something show, Rob Van Dam.
Well, it's the old saying, it's not bragging if you can back it up, and I can say one thing for sure, this guy brings it each and every time out to the ring. I've always been impressed with him. I'd like to see him get a little bit more of a nasty side to him, but other than that, I can't take anything away from his in-ring talent.
Indeed, the same can be said for Tajiri, however. That's what makes this one such a tremendous match to look forward to.
Absolutely, I can't wait.
Later tonight in the main event, it'll be a big return match. Ravishing Rick Rude going up against the reigning heavyweight champion, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig. Bell sounds, action's underway, and wow, Tajiri kicks things off literally.
Yeah, he almost kicked the Rob Van Dam's head off. Just as Van Dam entered the match, I'll tell you what.
Nice springboard. There's Van Dam doing some of those high-risk maneuvers we talked about at the onset of the match.
Well, like I mentioned, both of these guys do a lot of the similar style. I mean, they both throw caution to the wind. They both take high-risk maneuvers. They'll use those ropes to gain added leverage and distance.
Shoulder block into the corner by Van Dam. On paper, Van Dam appears to have the more decorated resume of the two. But that doesn't mean much.
Well, it means a little bit. I mean, he's been a former world champion. He's been a former hardcore champion. Multi-time tag team champion. He's held a lot of titles throughout his career, probably more than Tajiri, quite honestly. But that said, Tajiri has proven time and time again the reason they call him the Japanese buzzsaw is he lives up to that name. And he can go through any opponent on any given night.
Van Dam sunset flip off the middle rope, almost enough to go for a cover there, but he elects not to.
Yeah, I've got to actually agree with him on that one. I think it's a little too early to be thinking about a pinfall on Tajiri. You haven't done nearly enough damage yet.
Tajiri with the kip off and gets right into the face of Rob Van Dam, and again those kicks. The educated feet of Tajiri.
That Japanese style of professional wrestling, it's a whole different world. But again, these two groups both very similar in that style. Tajiri probably has a little bit better training in the mixed martial arts. But Van Dam has definitely picked up a bunch of his own, and he's even put his own twist on things as we see the Rolling Thunder right there.
Tajiri thrown back in under the bottom rope, and Rob Van Dam comes in to meet him. Thinks he's done enough damage. I highly doubt that. 2.5, though. It was closer than I anticipated.
Well, Van Dam knows that he's going to have to really focus on this guy if he wants to put him away.
Oh, wait, Van Dam from the top rope now. 5-star frog splash connecting. That might be enough.
Yeah, we've seen him beat almost everybody he's been in the ring with that move, and he's going to add one more to the list.
I gotta say, made it look relatively easy, and I can promise you it wasn't. As we take a look back at some of the action that took place in this one, boy, oh boy.
Van Dam really came with his A game here tonight. Knows he's not getting paid by the hour.
Again, relatively quick work. Look at that 5-star frog splash. He got some real height on that one.
Well, yeah, because Tajiri was real close to the corner, so instead of having to shoot outward, he could go straight up. A lot more momentum coming down on that one, I can promise you that.
Rob Van Dam victorious in our opening contest. Stick around, plenty more action still to come.
Most people have the wrong impression about the World Wrestling Federation. We're a non-violent form of entertainment.
We never use sex to enhance our image.
As athletes, we understand the importance of being positive role models. We're good, wholesome family entertainment.
We're trying to make the world a better place for mankind.
WWF Attitude.
Get it?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Extreme Cruiserweight Championship.
We are ready for our next contest, ladies and gentlemen. That Cruiserweight title has been around the waist of the Hurricane for almost 7 months now. And one of the men who's been hot on the heels is this man right here, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
Well, AJ Styles, of course, is a former Cruiserweight champion here at the XWF, and he wants that title back very badly. He's come awfully close on a number of occasions, but hasn't quite sealed the deal. Maybe tonight will be different. We'll have to wait and see.
I can say one thing, when these two guys get in the ring, it is always a memorable match.
Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
And here comes the reigning Cruiserweight champion, the Hurricane.
Well, to me, this guy's probably a little bit lucky because he doesn't seem so tightly wrapped in between the ears, if you know what I'm saying. And yet he's managed to hold that title for all this time. And I gotta believe that his luck is running out by this point.
He's been a fighting champion. He's been in the ring with the who's who of the Cruiserweight division. Of course, AJ Styles we know about. Names like Tajiri, names like Rob Van Dam, and he has still managed to cling to that title. That's what they'll be fighting for.
Introducing the challenger. From Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 232 pounds, AJ Styles. And his opponent, weighing in at 215 pounds, the Extreme Cruiserweight Champion, the Hurricane.
Well, he's holding that championship up in the air right now. We'll see if he's still holding it at the end of the night. As I've mentioned time and time again, when you are the champion, you've got a bullseye on your back. People are looking for you. They're all gunning for you because everybody wants what you've got. Tonight, it's AJ Styles' turn. Will he be able to get the job done? We'll find out here momentarily.
Are you making any predictions?
You know what? I'll predict that we have a new champion tonight because I just think AJ Styles is a smarter wrestler. They're both, I think, very equally talented, physically speaking, but I think mentally speaking, I think AJ's got a real big advantage over some guy who thinks he's a superhero. I mean, come on now.
Well, be that as it may, the Hurricane has shown many times over again that while perhaps a little bit eccentric, he is a very qualified in-ring performer and a very deserving champion.
Well, he might be deserving of a defeat here tonight, perhaps. That's what he's deserving of.
Well, we'll find out momentarily if in fact that does come to pass. Backing up, referee getting caught in the way. Look at this.
What's up with the referees all the time becoming more of an obstacle than anything else?
Back to the collar and elbow. Nice go behind, rear waist lock by the champion. Cinching it in right there, but AJ nicely done with that jiu-jitsu arm drag. Comes up with a head scissor now, does the champion. It's been a back and forth match early on. He's really putting the squeeze on him now.
Yeah, AJ Styles doesn't want to stay in something like this too long. You have a lot of strength in your legs, and the squeeze right there on the carotid artery will slow the blood down to the brain, and you'll be passing out.
What a splash! Oh my word! That one hit with impact.
Yeah, that was almost enough to get him the win. I'll tell you, that would have been quick.
Hurricane fall away slamming AJ Styles. Early on in this match, having a hard time.
Well, it didn't have quite the impact of what we saw with Rob Van Dam a little earlier, but it was pretty close.
Oh, he dropped him head first on the apron, and now the champion is in complete control.
Well, if he wasn't already, and I would dare say he was, he definitely is now.
Goes behind. Big elbow right to the chest. What is he doing?
He's setting him up for that choke slam. He likes it.
He's got him up and down with a choke slam. Hurricane gonna retain. No, not yet.
Well, it's going to take a superhero effort out of AJ Styles at this point in time because it's been a one-sided, lopsided match in favor of the Hurricane, who always seems to do his best when the title's on the line, especially when it's televised.
Once again, welcome to everybody joining us here live on the Nation Network. Hot shit in the house. As there is the Pele kick to the head. That one rang the bell on the champion. There's a count of one, there's a count of two, and AJ has definitely gotten victories with that move in the past. Off the ropes, ducks it out back underneath. Oh, there's a clothesline by the Hurricane. Once again in control. Tremendous neck breaker right there, and now AJ Styles is in trouble.
Styles going to have to come up with a solution, but right now I don't see it happening.
Nice forearm shot right there, and he comes up, got caught. Looked like he was going for a big move. Oh, wait a minute. Hurricane changes his mind, and that was a wise decision.
Yeah, he thought he had AJ perhaps a little bit more dazed than he really was, and if he wouldn't have got off that top rope when he did, it would have cost him. I hate to say it, but the champion's actually fighting a smart match for the first time ever.
And now to the top rope, the Hurricane. Size that up his opposition. Cross body. Oh, and he caught it awkwardly.
Bounced the head of AJ off the mat with that one. He came down across him, and somehow AJ Styles still able to kick out.
Oh, this is going to be it. Burner breaker. And still the Cruiserweight champion, the Hurricane.
Well, AJ had a couple of good moments in there, but he couldn't sustain any offense, really. He had a few moments, but really couldn't put a lot of stuff together. Hurricane came here to fight tonight. He wanted to keep that title, and he's going to.
Here we see one of the moments that definitely, I think, led to this one. That DDT right there on the apron. My goodness.
Yeah, AJ may very well have fought the last 2 minutes of this match with a concussion. Here we see the big choke slam.
Styles was able to kick out of a lot of that stuff. Here was the forearm, and it looked like he was getting ready to turn things around. And here we see that Pele kick, and that took the champion down.
Well, again, he had some moments. He just couldn't really spring much offense. And watch the landing right there.
Very awkward indeed. This move right here, I'll tell you right now, devastating.
Probably one of the most lethal moves in professional wrestling.
Big win for the Hurricane. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Tell me about your problems.
I have bad credit, no girlfriend, and no life. But at least I own my car.
I have a solution. 1-800-LOAN-MARK, brother.
1-800-LOAN-MARK, baby!
It sounds like you need more money to have fun, right?
Exactly.
Since your car is paid off, it's as good as cash. Call 1-800-LOAN-MARK, brother.
Your problem is solved. 800-LOAN-MARK.com, baby!
The following contest is a triple threat Extreme Rules match and is for the Extreme Hardcore Championship.
The Hardcore Championship on the line, ladies and gentlemen, in a triple threat match. There's only been one Hardcore Champion here in the XWF. Will that change tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, with a triple threat match, the odds go up on a new champion being crowned.
Introducing the challenger.
That said, it's not the first time the champion's been in a situation like this. He's always found a way to get it done.
The Sandman making his way down the aisle. All legal in a match like this. You see him with that kendo stick. He can use that.
Well, that's actually a Singapore cane if you want to be accurate. And he uses that thing with a really smooth delivery, too. He's like Hank Aaron with that thing.
He definitely knows what he's doing, no doubt about it. No stranger to the hardcore world.
Well, he's definitely one of the originators, and he's definitely one of the guys that you look up to when it talks about hardcore wrestling. He's one of the top guys. And after tonight, he might be the top guy. Good thing it's not a first blood match. He'd already be out.
I'll tell you what, the Sandman is the real deal. And the champion going to have a lot on his mind, or on his hands, I should say, tonight, dealing with this guy. Not to mention the man we're about to see next.
Like I said, with a triple threat, the odds of you losing that title go way up.
Talk about a living legend. Former World Heavyweight Champion, Terry Funk. He has held gold in the NWA. He's held the world title in the ECW. And he has made it clear that he wants gold right here in the XWF.
It's going to be interesting to see if he can make that happen or not. Middle-aged and crazy is what they call him. Of course, that begs the question, who do you know is going to live to be 108?
Well, we might be looking at a man who might be that person.
Yeah, he's stubborn enough, I can tell you that right now.
And here comes the Hardcore Champion. As I mentioned earlier, the only XWF Hardcore Champion. No one has been able to figure out Abyss.
And introducing the champion from parts unknown, weighing in at 350 pounds, the Extreme Hardcore Champion. He is the Master Abyss.
As Abyss enters the ring. Your reigning XWF Hardcore Champion, titles up for grabs, ladies and gentlemen. The look on the face of the champion in particular.
Well, he's smart right there. He lets these other two guys go at it. Of course, a big history between Terry Funk and the Sandman from the ECW. Perhaps with some old wars to settle up on. And he lets those two go after one another and then takes a shot from behind. Now look at Terry Funk. Another smart move right there by the wily veteran.
into the turnbuckle. And now Abyss doing a job here on Terry Funk, choking him out. Totally legal. This is a hardcore match. And now look at this, also legal. Steel chair.
Well, the Sandman missed a big opportunity. He could have clobbered the champion from behind, but he ended up just waiting a little bit too long. You don't hesitate in a match like this.
German suplexing the Sandman, and now Terry Funk. Oh, on top of the steel chair with a neck breaker. The champion feeling that one. Terry Funk going for a suplex now on the Sandman, and that one connects. Big splash by the champion.
Yeah, if you're Terry Funk, you don't want to be taking any big heavy hits from a guy like Abyss, especially at this point in your career. You got to stick and move. You got to throw weapons at him. You got to do whatever else you got to do, but don't get caught up in that physical grasp.
Irish whip now by Funk. Back elbow coming off the ropes. The champion's down, but look at the Sandman right on the spot with a drop kick of all things.
Not exactly something I would expect to see from the Sandman. Look at the DDT, though, by Terry Funk.
Terry Funk may indeed be one of the last outlaws of professional wrestling. Again, the tie-up. Into the turnbuckle goes Abyss, but right there's Terry Funk that jump. On top of the Sandman, sends him into the corner, busted him open with that one.
Well, I think he just re-aggravated what the Sandman did to himself on the way to the ring. Doesn't take much to bust him open. He does it to himself on the way down.
That is a very good point. Again, not a first blood match, so that won't be enough in itself unless it gets to the point where the referee deems he cannot defend himself. Terry Funk setting up a table here ringside. Meantime, the Sandman and Abyss doing a double team. And now Terry Funk setting into the guardrail, the champion.
Sandman right there with a little bit of sign language telling these two guys that they're both number one.
As Terry Funk up, back body drop on the hard floor. And now Abyss going back out after Terry Funk. Has him across the shoulders. Oh, don't do this. Good night on the concrete floor.
Sandman tried to use a steel chair, but Abyss just punched it right out of his hands.
Well, everything that could go wrong for Terry Funk in this match has in fact gone wrong. And now the champion smashing the head of the Sandman. Oh, what a move right there by Funk on the steel ramp.
Yeah, it was right there at the edge of the steel ramp. He caught the champion with a DDT.
Terry Funk now caught up against the table. And the Sandman, oh, look at this, mocking the champion. Back and forth battle, and somehow Terry Funk is back up and back in the fight.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I didn't think he'd be in the fight after what happened to him a little while ago.
And now Abyss with a sledgehammer chasing down the Funker, and he caught him right in the ribs.
Same goes for the Sandman now, and he is using that sledgehammer. There's a reason he's the hardcore champion. He's really taken to this.
Hammered away. And now they tie up again. Look at this. Abyss has got Terry Funk up and a choke slam. Good Lord, almost on the stairs.
Well, it wasn't on the stairs, but I'm not sure that really matters so much. The damage still been done, and now look at Abyss going into the steel steps courtesy of the Sandman.
Terry Funk now looking to extract a bit of revenge, but he can't do it as Abyss continues the fight. At some point in time, these men are going to have to get it back inside the square circle. Double team now on the champion. Oh, my.
That one was devastating right there. His feet got caught up in the steel guardrail on the way down.
Into the steel ring steps he goes. Terry Funk back inside the squared circle. Meantime, the Sandman targeting the champion on the floor. Once again, the sign language coming out. That one directed perhaps at the fans. And here comes Terry Funk. He's got a garbage can.
Yeah, he and the Sandman just fought over that garbage can, and now it's back down on the floor. This is total chaos in this one.
Oh, and he just drove him through the garbage can. Belly to back suplex on the floor. Look at that can. It is smashed flat.
And yet Sandman has managed to get back up again, and he is targeting Terry Funk right now.
This is chaotic, ladies and gentlemen. Abyss stomping on the table on top of the Sandman. This one has been absent. Oh, look at this. Terry Funk going after the leg of Abyss.
Well, we know Terry Funk wants to use that spinning toe hold at some point in time, but I can't imagine you're going to get Abyss to submit.
Terry Funk now going after the Sandman with a spinning toe hold. If he submits, that's all it takes, and there's Abyss to make the save.
When you're the champion, you have to really keep your eyes on both men at all times, the best of your ability, because that's what almost happened right there. We almost had a new champion, and the champion wasn't involved.
Black hole slam on top of the table. Save made by Terry Funk.
Lucky for him, because otherwise the match would have been over.
Sandman back up to his feet. Terry Funk follows him in. Now targeting Abyss with a neck breaker. Champion out to the floor. Meantime, Terry Funk one-on-one now with the Sandman. Has him up. What's he going to do with him? Oh, my goodness. He just powerbombed him out to the floor.
I think he was trying to drop him on top of that steel ladder that was right there. He overshot the ladder.
Kendo stick being used and broken over. Terry Funk. The champion now in complete control. And somehow Terry Funk, still alive in this match, got caught by the Sandman. Sandman has him up. And Abyss pile driver right down into the middle of the mat. Terry Funk choking out the Sandman. A lot of action taking place. Hard to get. What in the world? Terry Funk bringing in the steel steps into the ring.
Might as well. You know the old saying, everything except the kitchen sink. Well, I believe you're going to see a kitchen sink before it's all over.
Another black hole slam, but once again, Terry Funk is there to make the save. And now Funk going for that Texas pile driver. He got him through the table. That table just exploded.
Funk should have gone for the pin. I think he'd have had him right there, but now he brings in another set of ring stairs.
The ring is littered, ladies and gentlemen. It is a complete Donnybrook here. We knew this one was going to be high impact, and boy, oh boy. Funk has got Sandman up in the air and suplexes him down. Up to the top rope, moonsault, and it connects. The champion right there to break it up. Black hole slam.
He needs to go for the cover. What's he doing? Huge mistake right there.
No, he stomped away on the Sandman so he wouldn't be able to make the save. But Terry Funk reaching deep down inside and kicks out. Holy cow.
Well, I thought for sure this one was over. I don't know how he kicked out of that black hole slam, but look at the Sandman now. He's got a handful of tights. I could see it over here.
Again, everything legal in a hardcore match. Normally that would be ruled for disqualification. At the very least, the break of the pin attempt, but not in a hardcore match. Back elbow, now by the Sandman. Finding his target here as he hammers away on the champion. Terry Funk starting to feel pretty confident. He's going to use those steel steps if he can. Oh, look at the Sandman with a boot to the midsection.
Not a moment too soon either, because he would have ate those stairs, I can tell you that right now.
Abyss brought Terry Funk over to those ring steps, and I think he had bad intentions.
You think so in a hardcore match, huh?
Belly to back suplex, could not hold him. Funk comes right back up. Has the Sandman down, gonna go for the spinning toe hold. Can the Sandman hold on? He does.
Once again, that's how close we came to having a new hardcore champion here in the XWF.
And now, look out, Janice, right to the head.
Sandman just took the champion down right on top of his own weapon.
I cannot believe these three men are still going after all they put each other through. There's a scoop slam right down into the middle of the ring, and now the Sandman was going up top and then realized not the right time.
Yeah, that would have been a big mistake if he would have tried that, because Abyss was up and he would have just devastated him off that top rope.
Terry Funk down across the arm of the Sandman. As the action continues, ladies and gentlemen. The champion has pulled out another trash can, throws it into the ring. And there's a sleeper hold.
I'll tell you, thus far, Abyss has been very fortunate that he's been able to make the save.
Terry Funk through the garbage can.
Look at the back of Terry Funk. The damage has been done, and Abyss right now knows it's almost over.
The shock factor right there. Down he goes. Goes for the cover. Sandman standing by. Makes the save.
Seemed to be a little bit of a hesitation on the part of the Sandman. I'm not sure what that was all about.
Perhaps he was debating whether he wanted to have any more punishment handed out. He's got Terry Funk up, and he's going to go for the pile driver. Took too much time. And the champion easily able to make the save this time. Black hole slam goes for the cover. And he kicks out. Are you kidding me?
I have no idea how he kicked out of that. He is a bloody mess. You can see the blood streaming down the face of the Sandman now. Terry Funk raking away at that wound.
Funk with a big right hand. Thinks he's got him. 2. He gets the win.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Abyss made a big mistake right there. He had done a really good job of staying on top of these two guys and breaking up pin attempts, but he decided to go outside the ring at the wrong part in time. Allow Terry Funk to hit with a big taped fist.
I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this one is one they'll be talking about for some time. There it was, Abyss taking too long to get back in the ring. Terry Funk, the new XWF Hardcore Champion. And we'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Okay. You want to play games? Okay. I'll play with you. Come on.
This is what happens when you don't hit the like button.
Do you want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend. You want to play rough? Okay. Yeah. Okay. You like that? Huh? You want more?
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
As we take a look at the XWF Tag Team Champions.
You damn right. It's me. It's that D-O-double-G. Cut the music. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, D-Generation X proudly brings to you the Road Dogg, Jesse James, the Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaw. And of course, if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Well, when you're the tag team champions and you can back it up, then I guess you can say all that.
Indeed, the New Age Outlaws, the reigning tag team champions. The title's not on the line here tonight, but here's one of the top contenders. And nothing would mean more to them than to pull out a victory here tonight.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 488 pounds, Mox and Thrasher, the Headbangers.
Personally, I haven't figured these two out yet. I think they're a couple of goofs, personally.
Well, you can say what you want, but at the end of the day, they are a tremendous tag team combination. And there is no doubt in my mind that they are capable of defeating D-Generation X and the New Age Outlaws specifically.
Well, you know what? Anything can happen. You never know where lightning's going to strike or when, but, man, it would have to be one hell of a cold day and you know where before I could believe that these guys would defeat the New Age Outlaws. I would certainly not be putting my money on that tonight.
You're going to go with the champions.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, tag made early on. The New Age Outlaws exercising the 5 count and the double team. Nicely done. Big right hand and down goes Mosh. Mosh and Thrash. These headbangers definitely cut from a different cloth.
Personally, I'd like to have a word with the seamstress.
Holding them up there, oh my goodness, for some time before introducing him to the canvas. Badass Billy Gunn going for the cover, got a 1 count.
Yeah, a little bit early on in the match for that, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. Wow, tremendous move right there.
He caught him with that knee right upside the head, did Billy Gunn. And now again going to the double team. Tag team champions looking like tag team champions ought to. Double team neck breaker. Mosh desperately needs to make the tag. The Road Dogg dropping the elbow, putting a little bit of flair on it.
There's the tag.
Still to come, the Xwf Heavyweight Champion, Curt Hennig, will be in action against the last man standing, Ravishing Rick Rude. Into the turnbuckle he goes, and now tag is made. Here we go. Thrash, first opportunity to get into this matchup. Double team now by the headbangers. Face first, plants him in the ring. Thrash coming off the top rope and drives the elbow into the chest of badass Billy Gunn. Double team drop down. Nice clothesline off the middle rope and Mosh back in.
Well, I've got to say, thus far, Mosh and Thrash have managed to stay off the early assault, and now they've turned things into their favor. Well, maybe I spoke too soon.
Badass Billy Gunn appeared to bait him into that one as he snaps him throat first across the top rope, and now looks like another tag team, or double team, I should say, for the tag team champions. There's the drop toe hold, and again off the ropes, the Road Dogg driving the knee right to the back of the head. This has been brutal. Tremendous knee lift right there by the Road Dogg, and now Thrash not doing so well.
Well, the tag team champions doing everything that I anticipated they would be doing, and they're dominating the match.
Badass Billy Gunn dropping Thrash throat first across the top rope, going for the cover. 1 count, he's able to kick out. Reaches out, desperation tag is made. Face first into the canvas he goes. Nice move right there. And Mosh going to try and pull out an upset here. There's 2.
Well, the Road Dogg got in there to try and break it up, and he was just a half second too late. Fortunately for him, badass Billy Gunn still had enough left to kick out on his own, but boy, that was a close call right there.
Using the top rope for added leverage. Irish whip reversal, nicely done, and now they collide in the middle of the ring. Oh, the Famouser! From out of nowhere, Thrash in trouble, and Mosh having to come in to make the save.
Badass Billy Gunn really nailed him with that move, too. That's a high-impact maneuver right there. The question is, how much damage did it do?
A variation of the Rude Awakening. Billy Gunn with a clothesline sends him crashing to the floor. Bringing Thrash into the ring. He is not the legal man. The referee doesn't even see what's going on behind him. He's busy counting Mosh out. Tilt-a-whirl slam. All the tag team champions are really getting things done. I'm not even sure who the legal man is anymore.
Well, according to the referee, it's Mosh.
Nice move right there. Variation of the mic check. Dropping him face first into the canvas. Mosh now to the middle rope, and he wants him back on his feet. Badass Billy Gunn. Not so sure where he is right now. Shoulder block. Wow, that missile shoulder tackle just took him down.
Well, that's one thing about the headbangers. They will definitely put their bodies on the line. They like to use their heads as a weapon, and why not? You have nothing to lose, right?
Hammered away in the corner with the heavy right hands. And he busted him open.
Let's not bury the lead story. This crowd was actually able to count to 10.
Give me a break.
No, really, they did.
Crash on the top rope and now changes his... Look at this. Oh, what a big right hand. Forearm to the head. Now Thrash is busted open as well. Road Dogg drives that knee into that open wound. And the save came just to the nick of time.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling their luck's about to run out, though. Here comes the pump handle slam, and he connects with that. Match should be all over.
Indeed, a victory. The New Age Outlaws proving why they are the tag team champions.
Yeah, and I'm proving why I'm the man who calls it like it is. I told you they were going to win, didn't I?
Indeed, you did. A tremendous matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Great test for the tag team champions. If you are the Headbangers, your big opportunity to move into a title match just slipped out the door.
Yeah, by not beating them, and not only that, by losing clean the way they did. There's got to be other teams going ahead of them. Now the question is, who are they?
Mosh right here with a great opportunity. He planted him head first. Wasn't enough to keep him down, though. You saw he kicked out just in the nick of time because the Road Dogg didn't come in. And look at this. There it was, the Famouser, which I thought that was going to be the end.
Here we're going to see the pump handle slam. The Road Dogg does it better than anybody. Drove him into the mat. The whole ring shook from the impact of that one, and that's all she wrote.
Here are your winners. The Road Dogg, Jesse James, and Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws.
A big win for the New Age Outlaws. Fans will be back with our main event. Stay with us.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, an even eye color. My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great jeans.
Spice. Beef. Spice. Need a little excitement? Step into a Slim Jim! Need a little excitement? Step into a Slim Jim! Oh yeah!
All right, fans, time for the main event, ladies and gentlemen, and you won't want to miss this one.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Robbinsdale, Minnesota, weighing in at 240 pounds, Ravishing Rick Rude.
Well, we're looking at the lone horseman at this point in time because it appears everyone else flew the coop.
Well, the old saying is when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and apparently the Horsemen got going. They didn't want any more of what they went through here at the hands of Hulk Hogan and the Immortals. Once again, welcome to everybody joining us here live on the Nation Network. Dookie Wilkos in the house along with Ancient Clown.
Always a party when the clown's around.
And his opponent from Robbinsdale, Minnesota, weighing in at 260 pounds, the Extreme Champion, Mr. Perfect.
He is a two-time Xwf Heavyweight Champion of the World, Mr. Perfect. Getting ready to go one-on-one with Ravishing Rick Rude. They used to be stablemates until the Horsemen turned on Perfect.
Well, that all led to a big showdown, which, of course, as we've already stipulated, sent the Horsemen off in different directions, and the only one still here at this time is Ravishing Rick Rude. Even Bobby Heenan took off.
This crowd on their feet. They're not going to be sitting down for this one, I can tell you that right now. They lock up in the middle of the ring. To my surprise, I thought for sure they would be going straight at one another. Oh, there's a cheap shot by Ravishing Rick Rude.
Well, you want to talk about bad blood. You want to talk about a couple of guys with a long history. These guys go all the way back to high school. They went to the same high school.
Robbinsdale, Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen, a hotbed for professional wrestling, no doubt about it. The great state of Minnesota has produced some of the toughest talent in the squared circle over the years, and these two may be the finest.
Ravishing Rick Rude's got a better physique so far as development goes. But as a professional wrestler goes, I've got to go with Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig. He is also the reigning champion right now. But this is a very even match, and both of them have tremendous finishing maneuvers, and it may just come down to which one of these two dudes hits their move first.
Going for the cover now, hook and a leg. Referee couldn't even get a one count on it. Here's the Irish whip to the ropes, back out front, drop down. Another one, and now, oh, look at this. Rude was ready.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. A couple of guys that really know each other well.
Perfect with a German suplex. Turns it inside out with that one. And now, Mr. Perfect choking away on Ravishing Rick Rude. Over the top rope, Rude in trouble. And Perfect brings him back in. Going for the cover. Shoulders are down for two.
Well, I think it was only a 1 count according to the referee, but it was awfully close to 2.
Ravishing Rick Rude got caught with a boot to the face, and now Perfect in complete control. Fans, it's a non-title matchup. However, Ravishing Rick Rude knows that he needs this win, and I believe he's been busted open, perhaps. They exchange blows. This is what I was expecting from the get-go, and Rude clutching his head, and he's not happy at all with the way things are going.
I think he's heading back to the locker room. He's had enough.
That's not going to be allowed. This is the main event. You've got to stay out. Oh, take a look at this.
What the hell is he doing here?
The international champion, Hulk Hogan, just throws him back in, and Perfect taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, no kidding he did.
Going for the sleeper hold. El bloody, ravishing Rick Rude is in trouble after getting the 1-2. And it's all over.
Oh, what a travesty. What a bunch of bug this was. What in the world? Hogan had no business even being out there.
Here is your winner,
Mr. Perfect victorious, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us here for the XWF. We'll see you next week. So long.